Hello, Alberto Ponce with Access Group, showing off a cool little tool that we created to help with QV11 and the QV12 upgrades. It's a PowerShell script that scrapes a location for QVWs and identifies potential errors in the QV12 upgrade. Some of these errors include identifying applications that have macros. And the main reason for that is because we've had a couple clients ask us about how exactly their applications and their environment is going to be affected with the up and coming QlikView IE plugin support that's going to be removed. So Qlik is no longer supporting the IE plugin, and one of our clients wanted us to help them identify what applications were going to be affected by it. So after doing some research, looking online and talking to some of our internal architects, we were able to determine that the only real issue that they were going to have in the foreseeable future is applications with macros. So essentially what this application does, and I'm going to run it just so you can kind of see what's happening. It's copying over the directory into this folder here. It's a temp macro identifier input. And what it's doing is that it's opening applications, copying over applications, and then opening them. And what it's doing is that it's creating a PRJ folder and then saving them to be able to parse all the XMLs out of it. And what that's doing is that it's giving us the script and the module, which is what we need more than anything. So essentially what happens is that the script is then placed into a location here, and you'll see this start populating slowly. But essentially what it'll do is that it will take the script and the module and then it'll parse it for specific key terms. The key terms that it's looking for is, A, does the module contain anything? So that will tell us if the application contains a macro. The next thing, so B, is that it's going to identify what applications have directory statements in them. So what's happening now is that Qlik has identified that QV12 is more or less changing the way that directories are interpreted. So when you say directory data, what's happening is that if you then use an include statement, like a must include, then you will get something like must include data / data. So the typical way that people will use the directory statement is, I guess I can pull up a notepad. And you'll see that over here that the load script and the module populating. But people will say directory data, and then they'll use a must include statement like must _ include, and then they'll put equals data / file1.txt. So essentially what's happening now is that in QlikView11, this data piece is being ignored. In QlikView12, it'll interpret this as data / data / file1.txt. So now what we're doing is that anything that respects the directory statement we're looking for. Part of that is the must includes, like I said, and then any QlikView specific functions like you'll see here. QVD create time, QVD field name, QVD number of records. So all of the QlikView specific functions are going to be identified. And then what it's also going to do is that it's going to tell me what applications have universal naming convention paths versus relative paths. Essentially what that means is, are we using a map drive? Are we using a network drive? And the main reason for that is that we want to know whether they're using them so that we ensure that they're mapped the same way. That way it's accessing data the same way. And so you'll see over here that the module and the load script have been populated. So this specifically is telling me, okay, Gen 5 Gold demo, it has macros. So we know that that application is going to be identified. And so while it's scraping through all of this, it's creating, what scripts are being extracted. So it's populating this piece by piece. And then it's going to also be identifying the potential issues. So the potential issues in this application are going to be placed in here. So you'll see that this is from a previous run, telling me that, okay, the application name, the tab name, the line, and then whether it has an error, and then what that line specifically has. So you'll see what I was saying before, which was the must include. So it's identifying any things that have a potential issue in the must includes. UNC path detected. So because this is variabilized, it's stating, okay, maybe you should check up on that application, which is called T-Betsy's Bikes. You know, tab is data dictionary, line 7. There's a potential UNC path there. And a couple other issues, you know, you can identify here. You'll see here at Gold 5 demo, it contains a VB script macro. So what can this application help you with? So if a client is looking to do a QV12 or a QV12 upgrade, it'll be able to identify, you'll be able to identify every error that could potentially affect your QV12 upgrade in every application that you have in your whole environment. You can scan multiple folders, so you can comma delimitate the locations at which it's scanning. So for instance, if I want to look in another location, I can just add it in right here. So let's say you want to scan all of D drive for some reason. Then you can throw in D drive there, and then you just name the directory, you know, D drive. So you can scan this versus the published locations as well. So you can scan the location, see what's published, and then compare, okay, is the application published or not? So in that manner, does it matter to you or not? And so this is a cool little tool that you know, was developed for one client, and we're looking to you know, use it at others. So if you need help with this application, let me know. Thank you very much.